What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to AEW Full Gear 2021 preview. The show that's going to be taking place later on tonight, actually, on November 13th, 2021, at Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Target Center. And I got the cards here, so let's get right into it. First of all, going to show of both AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage. I say Dynamite was the better Golden Show edition than Rampage was. Minus the whole thing with all Rampage pertains to Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy. But I digress. But nevertheless, strong Home Show on Dynamite's part of it pertains to convincing any viewers, any audience, anyone to tune in to AEW's Full Gear and watch it and to see what transpires on there. Now, unfortunately, it pertains to due to the circumstances of Jon Moxley, who was supposed to be on the card because of the whole spoiler of that was leaked by Tony Khan by accident, though, pertains to the finals for the World Title Eliminator Tournament, which we'll get to more of that later. But just want to open up the show here by saying, shout out to Jon Moxley, real name Jonathan Good. Hope he's doing better, and hopefully he'll come back soon. And like I said before, I did the Dynamite review as well. Take as much time as he needs, to because he did all he can for All Elite Wrestling. So, but with that out of the way, let's get to the card. First of all, let's talk about the buy-in. And I understand the buy-in pertains to this match that it was done the way it was done, pertains to who's teamed up with who because of the whole TBS Championship Tournament. Same time, it's questionable what pertains to this whole thing because here's who you have: Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa. Nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong with this is Jimmy Hayter and Nyla Rose. That's the big issue with that. But yes, again, pertains to Jimmy Hayter teaming up with Nyla Rose because Jimmy Hayter is going up against Thunder Rosa in the tournament. Nyla Rose going up against Hikaru Shida, her old nemesis, her old rival, her old feud that she done with before. Doesn't make it any better. No. Not just don't see the appeal of Jimmy Hayter teaming up with Nyla Rose at all. But it's happening. So my pick is going to be Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida for the win. Now with that out of the way, the buy-in is to convince you to buy in to the full cards for Full Gear, the pay-per-view itself. So we'll get to that right now. Start with this one that was actually was announced during Dynamite. Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Black. A tag team match that could go either way. And when I say that, I mean it could go either way with either Pac getting the pinfall or with Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Black either two getting the pinfall versus pinning Cody Rhodes. But we'll see. Now, is this match going to be good, though? It is. It's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. Coming into the match here, some people may say that Pac might turn on Cody Rhodes because of the whole Malachi Black promo pertains to Julius Caesar was betrayed by his friend, I already forgot his name, Marcus. So it could be something like that. Or it could be the other way around. Maybe, I'm not saying some people were saying this, but maybe there's a chance that maybe Cody Rhodes will turn heel. Okay, there's no chance of that. But if it's called for Cody Rhodes heel turn, it will be during this one. And by the way, after going through Dynamite and Rampage, they advertised a match with Andrade and FTR versus Death Triangle, which is Pac and Lucha Bros. What happened with that? I could have sworn they announced that match. I swear they advertised that match. I guess they changed their minds, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But we're getting this match though. And we'll talk more about FTR and Lucha Bros later. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with this match here. As far as who's gonna win here, I'm gonna go with Pac for the win. To to get the win on either guys of Andre Idolo or Malachi Black. But if anything, Pac to pin Malachi Black because to begin their program. So so we can have a heel turn here with either Pac or Cody Rhodes, or we cannot have a heel turn and we can just have the faces just go over with Pac in the window. No Cody Rhodes win, no Cody Rhodes pin, no Cody Rhodes gain any victory. There you go, and keep Brandy Rose home, by the way, because she adds nothing to the pay-per-view. She doesn't add nothing to the match. She don't add anything in pro wrestling, period. And that's my opinion. Next match. Christian Cage and Jurassic Express of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Super Click of Adam Cole, Baby, and the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson. I seen this match already before. The only difference is they added a stipulation. Falls count anywhere. As much as I'm interested to see the match, my expectations of this match is low because I already seen this match already before. But we'll see what they do here with candlesticks, steel chairs, tables, and whatever have you. They might add it as well. Maybe Legos. Young Bucks is Nike sneakers that has thumbtack sticking out. We're gonna see some colors, so we'll see. As far as who's gonna win, the Super Click. I don't see the Super Click losing here. Just they want to keep the Super Click strong, and they want to keep the Super Click undefeated. Once we get close to AEW presenting the AEW Trios Championship, which is gonna be sometime in 2022. So Super Click's my pick to win. And there you go. Then we get to CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Now this match is gonna be good. The promos has been good, but I think they need to extend this feud a lot more after Full Gear. And no brainer here, CM Punk's gonna win. CM Punk for the win. But I think they should extend the feud here. Between Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, I think they could deliver a lot more on their promos. For the next match, if they decide to do the next match between these two, because they would have on one promo they did with each other, and there's real promos too, to hype up the match too and all, but that's not enough. We need more of that. So that's why I need the extended feud a lot more. I expect this match to be a bar burner of a good match, and for CM Punk to go over, because I don't see Eddie Kingston going over here. So there you go. Darby Allin versus MJF. Match itself is gonna be good, and they had a lot of time doing their promos and a lot of segments too and all. This got built up a lot more than Eddie Kingston and CM Punk did. So yes, Darby Allin is going to have his chance against MJF here. They've been in the ring before, but never in this type of match before, but tends to being 1-on-1. And as far as I think so win here, MJF is going to go over here. I'm going to go for MJF for the win here because it could go either way though, but Darby Allin gets the win. MJF this doesn't hurt MJF because he's a homegrown talent in AEW. Same thing with Darby Allin. MJF goes over on Darby Allin. Doesn't hurt him at all either. He's a homegrown talent as well. And on top of that, he's got Sting on his side. So Darby Allin could afford a loss here. And Darby Allin could easily get any loss here. Even without Sting there, and he'll still be okay. So, but MJF needs to win here. On top of that, he hasn't had a big pay-per-view win since Revolution against Cody Rhodes, which was a year ago. And he's been losing matches to like Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. I mean, he's been winning matches from other guys, but not established names. And maybe some of them were established names, but not on that level like a Chris Jericho or like a Jon Moxley. So yeah, MJ has been winning matches, but he's basically being guys that some of them were no names in a way. Brian Pillman Jr. though, he's not a no name. So, but we'll see what happens in this match. Sting's going to be there in the corner of Darby Allin, and Wardlow's going to be in the corner of MJF. We're going to see some interactions with Sting and Wardlow maybe, and we'll see where they do that. But as far as who should go over, MJF should go over. What does that mean for MJF when he goes over? I mean, him having got to the TBS title. I mean, not TBS, the TNT title, I should say. The TNT title, which by the way, guess who's the TNT champion? Sammy Guevara. So revisit, revisit that feud. If I can spit it out. There you go. That's what I like to see. Then we get to the Lucha Bros of Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix defend their AEW World Tag Team Championship against FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, who are the AAA World Tag Team Champions, who are the best luchadors ever because they hold on the possessions of the AAA, I should say, World Tag Team Championship. Now, this is a pay-per-view from last year that they lost the tag belts to the Young Bucks, FTR, and they were never the same ever since. And this is their redemption here to win back the tag belts that they lost on the pay-per-view from a year ago in Full Gear, but this time being held by Lucha Bros, who has beaten the Young Bucks at All Out. Now this match is gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good because they had a match before for the AAA, the AAA World Tag Team Championships, which again FTR won, which makes them the best luchadors in the world because they hold possessions of that. Now this is gonna be no different here. Other than only difference is it's gonna be for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The AEW's belts this time. So who should win here? As much as I love to see FTR win here, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately. But maybe in 2022, maybe they will get that opportunity to get the belts back. But in the meantime, Lucha Bros, they haven't already established a long title reign of being AEW World Tag Team Champions. Other than a couple of matches on the belts, with Butcher and Blade and whoever else that were challenging them as well at that time. But Lucha Bros, we need see them more of being AEW World Tag Team Champions. A well deserved of a tag team reign. So I'm going with Lucha Bros for the win here, and then later on, I guess we're on the next pay-per-view of AEW, I should say, Revolution, have Lucha Bros versus Proud and Powerful. Build that up, once we get to that point. So there you go. Then we get to the Inner Circle of Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana Ortiz versus Men of the Year of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky with American Top Team of Trinidad Del Santos, Andre Arlovsky, and don't make fun of me of that. I'm trying to pronounce his last name. And Dan Lambert in this Minneapolis street fight. My expectation to this match is low because this is another match I really don't care for either. I guess you could say I care more of Christian Cage and Jurassic Express versus Super Click of the Falls Count Anywhere match more than I care about this match of the Inner Circle versus American Top Team or the Top Team. I think at one point either Page or Scorpio Sky once said during their promos by joining with them. By the way, I think I mentioned this. Jurassic Express. Again, I don't know if I mentioned that, but Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. In case I didn't mention that. But I care more about that match, than I do with this, with this match. Because to be honest with you, Dan Lambert, I already don't see him being anything good in this match. After what happened on Dynamite, I definitely don't see anything good in there. So I definitely had low expectations for this match. I mean, I'll still tune in to see the match though, obviously, because it's Full Gear. So I'm pretty sure there could be. No, I know there will be tables, candlesticks, chairs, maybe a ladder. For Sammy Guevara to do something on, and trash cans, whatever have you, including a kitchen sink. Including the kitchen sink. But who should win? A lot of people saying, the Inner Circle. I think it's going to be American Top Team. I think it's going to be the top team we can win here. I could be wrong, but I don't care. I don't care if I am wrong with this prediction of between Inner Circle and the top team. I just want get through this match array between this and just move on. Now I'm pretty sure that we're taking to the top team winning because I ain't picking them. Maybe it's because you're going to have Paige Van Zandt to get involved in the match and Cost in the circle. So I can see that happening, which is why I'm going for the top team getting the win over on Inner Circle. And then they're going to extend a few, like they're going to extend a few of Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy. Yeah. Next match. I'll say that for last. Because next we get to, well, actually, the second last, I should say. The last one I'm going to save is for the AEW World Title, but the one I'm talking about, I want to talk about right now is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the AEW Women's World Champion, being accompanied by Rebel. I'm pretty sure she's going to be accompanied by Rebel and by Jamie Hayter after Jamie Hayter's done with the buy-in match to go up against Ty Conti, who's I'm assuming she's going to be accompanied by Anna Jay of the Dark Order for the AEW Women's World Championship. Match is going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I don't remember these two had matches before. I mean, they had tag team matches, but I don't remember or ever recall them having a one-on-one match before. But to me, this will be the first. Britt Baker's going to win. Obviously, she's going to retain. But I'm expecting this to be a great match, and I'm expecting Ty Conti to look great in this match, where she could get an opportunity later on down the line in 2022. But for now, in 2022, she's going to be be focusing on the TBS Championship title, or whoever that may be whoever that may be the champion, which I'm going for Jade Cargill. But besides that, I expect this match to be good. It's the only women's match on the card here, as a matter of fact, because the other women's matches are going to be in the buy-in, so it doesn't really count on the main pay-per-views card of it. So there you go. That's it. Britt Baker's going to retain, and then later on, when we get to Revolution, Britt Baker can drop it to Thunder Rosa. There you go. Then we get to the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Finals, where the winner receives a future World Championship title match against whoever that may be between Kenny Omega or the Hangman, Adam Page, which we'll get to when I get to it. And that is Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, versus Miro, the Redeemer, and God's favorite son, who may be soon to be, if he wins this tournament, God's favorite champion once again. This time for the AEW World Championship title. Now, this match is going to be great, because any match that Bryan Danielson is in the match, when he's not being handcuffed by WWE, so you haven't forgotten about that, by the way, which tends to Bryan Danielson versus Sami Zayn from the WrestleMania show. When there was no crowds at the time, pandemic, nothing you can do there. I thought that match was terrible. Some people praise that match and all. Like, I didn't think the match was great at all, because I was expecting two best wrestlers in Bryan Danielson and Sami Zayn to go out in the match, and all it was Sami Zayn being the heel and running away. Yeah, what a great match that was. I didn't like that match, and that was one of the matches I did not like of Bryan Danielson, minus the one thing, the one match that Sheamus and Bryan Danielson had at the WrestleMania where he lost in 18 seconds. Anyways, but I'm expecting this match to be good between Bryan Danielson and Miro. They wrestled before. I just don't remember or even had any knowledge of how the match was back when they were in WWE. When he was Daniel Bryan, and then when he was Rusev. I heard it was like some kind of King of the Ring qualifying that they were doing at the time. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I digress. But I'm looking forward to see this match, if I can spit it out, between Bryan Danielson and Miro, where I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson for the. Oh no. You may think I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson, but after that whole thing, you caught me right there. I'm actually going with Miro. I think Miro's gonna win, and pertains to Miro teasing that Lana might show up. Makes me think, please do not have Brie Bella come into to AEW. Meant to say, she can go to WWE all she wants because she's a Hall of Famer, and an ambassador. I don't mind that. Just keep it away from AEW. We don't want her to be botching herself and botching with other women, like with Liv Morgan. Just saying. Which was not Liv Morgan's fault. It was Brie Bella's fault. Fight me on that. Anyways. But yeah, I think we might see Lana making her debut at AEW, a surprise debut, basically on the cost match of Bryan Danielson, which is going to lead to Miro getting the win here, and you can still protect Bryan Danielson of losing here. So yeah, I definitely can see Lana coming in. Now I don't know if she's gonna be coming as Lana because of what I heard from Lana, WWE doesn't own the rights or any trademarks of the name Lana. She I guess she does, but let's just be safe here. CJ Perry's coming in to AEW to help out Miro to beat Bryan Danielson so that he can go on to whoever it may be between Omega and Page. But yeah, I'm expecting to see that. Hopefully we get that. So that's my my prediction for Miro going over. Now originally I was gonna go for Bryan Danielson, because here's the thing, which is a big reminder here. Jon Moxley, he was supposed to be in this match. It was supposed to be him and Bryan Danielson. Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson for the finals. Unfortunately, Moxley had to check into a rehab program where it's still his alcohol addictions, and which is why plans change, unfortunately. So had Moxley would have gone on, just do this and all that. If he didn't have that issue with his alcohol, his alcoholism, maybe it could have been Bryan Danielson going over when Moxley could have turned heel on Bryan Danielson, and then you say could come out there to help out Bryan Danielson because this is not like Jon Moxley to do that to Bryan Danielson. And then Kingston could come in and then join along with Jon Moxley, and then you got them being heels, and then eventually you have Bryan Danielson and CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley going at each other, to extend the feud. Yeah, so and that way you could hold Bryan Danielson's future title shot the whole in delay till we get to Revolution, maybe. Who knows? Because again, I was thinking about a lot of things they could have done when it takes to if Jon Moxley didn't call out to take care of the situation. So what we can do, all you could do is imagine and what if in a way. So, but there you go. That's all I gotta say from there. But yeah, Miro was my pick to win, and we'll see what happens with Bryan Danielson after that. If Bryan Danielson wins too, I don't mind that either way. But Miro, I want him to go out. I expect them to go over because of what I said already with Lana coming in. So, or CJ Perry, I should say. CJP. Well, either way, yeah, it's her initials either way. So, and finally, the main event: Kenny Omega defends his AEW World Championship title, being accompanied by Don Callis, who decided to come out of the closet for God knows how long he's been gone. No, just kidding. But he's been gone for quite a while. Until now, he's here. There's a lot of circumstances why he was has been on TV, but that's not here or here. I mean, here or there, I should say. I digress. But it's going to be against the number contender who won the Casino Ladder match in Hangman Page. This has been built up for a long time. Well, I guess you could say what it takes to Omega and Page, a year. It's been built for a year. But as far as Page's story, it's been built up for a long time. For him to finally to become world champion. And this is his opportunity to finally get it. Because he hadn't got a shot at the title ever since the All Out against Chris Jericho from 2019, where people they want, some people wanted to see the Hangman win. But there's some people that said that he's not ready yet. Which, and here's the thing, I was one of the people that said that the Hangman should win that title. And then after he lost the match to Jericho, which match itself was good, not the level I thought it was going to be good, but it was still good. But I was also let down a little bit because Hangman didn't win. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I feel like Paige is not ready yet to be world champion. I feel like it's not the right time yet for him to to be the world champion, because you need an established talent like a Chris Jericho to help AEW to be where it is, and yeah, that was the right decision at then, and it was and still to this day it was the right decision that Chris Jericho was the great candidate to be first AEW world champion, not Hangman and the Page. Now eventually he will be, but the problem is you gotta make sure you gotta build him up first, and haven't been well established to get to that point. And now it's that time. After all the times that he's been you know feeling a little depressed, sad, and insecure of himself. He's drinking. He's having a drinking problem. Which it was funny with the whole thing. Um, to a point where he's having issues with the elite. Like he's the problem is the elite. Is in his way. And they want to go the separate ways in a way, but not to break up, but not actually disband on the elite or part ways. But also, but what tends to give me one more, folks. Yeah, but where it pertains to being doing something with King Omega during that time where they were they were not joined as a tag team, and then they end up being joined as a tag team, and then they end up being tag team champions. Then having issues with the Young Bucks and along down the road to a point where the Hangman and Young Bucks along with Omega was having difficult times to get along there in a way and trusting one another, especially with the whole thing with FTR involved as well. To a point where the Hangman and Page ends up being kicked out of the elite, and where it pertains to before that the Hangman cost the Young Bucks tag team titles opportunity, and we get to where the Hangman and Omega were going their separate ways. But actually I'll get to that part later. But after the whole thing with FTR, and Omega, and Page lost the belts, Omega had enough and want to go on his own ways, and Page had to go on his own way as well, where they end up being in the limited tournament, and they end up being the openers, because they end up being in the finals, which we all know it was predictable, but they end up being in the finals of the tournament to open up the show for last year's Full Gear pay-per-view. Omega goes over, and Page was left behind the dust as Omega rises to the top of being world champion, being King Omega with Don Callis on his side, and then and from there Hangman and Page didn't know what to do with himself. He was with Dark Order to a point where we finally get to a part where Hangman was going to get his opportunity, but then because of the Dark Order suggested that to Omega, but then once we get to that point, where Omega and wanted Hangman to earn his opportunity by winning a match against the Elite in a way, and they failed to because the Young Bucks caused Hangman to to get to not get the opportunity, and then he went away because obviously he had he went to do some with take care of his of his family because he was getting a baby girl. Now I'm assuming he had a baby girl. I could be wrong, but I don't comment on that. Then he has to come back to be in the casino ladder match, and that was basically because he didn't get the job done with the Dark Order to beat the Elite during that edition of Dynamite where he's got to win a match to get a title shot, and he didn't. But he won a match of his return, being the Joker entrant for the casino ladder match on that Dynamite show where he got the opportunity. He won, and that was his way to that was his ticket way to get a title shot, and he cashed it in on Full Gear. And yeah, and the rest of the story as well pertains to everything that finally leads to it now, where it pertains to the Hangman talking to the Young Bucks on the Rampage show, the whole thing where you guys cost. I mean, I cost you guys the tag title shots, and you guys cost me the world title shot. So now we're even and everything in the way. And now it became to a point where we're here, a year later, Full Gear, 2021, where Omega and Hangman and Page are going to be closing the pay-per-view of Full Gear, just like the opposite of last year when they opened up the show of 2020's Full Gear pay-per-view, pertains to the world for the world title eliminators, that has something to do with the AEW world title, And the irony is that they're going to be closing the show that involves the AEW World Championship title. So, it's now time, folks. It's finally time. Because after all the build-up, after all the storytelling, after all they've been doing to establish who Kenny Omega is in AEW, especially when it comes to the Hangman Adam Page of who he is in AEW, it is now time for Omega to drop the belt to the Hangman. Because it's now his time. Now is his time. Now he's ready. Now he's established. Now the fans are way behind him now. Where he's gotta go all out. No pun intended. And they're gonna be kicking out finishers. Omega's gonna hit the One Wing Angel, and they're gonna sell it to where no one's ever kicked out the One Wing Angel, which Okada. Just saying. But I digress. But that's the story here, though. Can anyone kick out of Omega's One Wing Angel? Yes, and that answer, for the first time ever in AEW history, it's going to be the Hangman Adam Page to be the first one to do it. Same thing with the Buckshot Lariat. I could also see Kenny Omega kicking out the Buckshot Lariat, which at the same time, but since the Buckshot Lariat, that's also a story there too, where can the Hangman hit the Buckshot Lariat to Kenny Omega? Because I know he did before. When it pertains to when they were a tag team, where they're having this whole thing where they were a tag team, and they were not sure it should be a tag team. They're not sure they could do well as a tag team. It was one of those tag teams that that could be a little dysfunctional, but in the end it worked. But we'll see. Because that's gonna be the story too. Can Hangman hit the Buckshot Lariat? Would that be the finish of it? I don't know. We'll see. But if it's not, maybe 2 will do it. But if the Buckshot Lariat can't do it, maybe the Deadeye, his other finishing move, can do it. Could be the the one that finally finished it. But then again, he hit the Deadeye on Kenny Omega before. Where Tensei getting that war title shot. But Kenny Omega kicked out of it. So the only thing he had to do was the Buckshot Lariat. So the Buckshot Lariat, I could definitely see still Omega still kick out the Buckshot Lariat. But at the end of the day, if he hits another Buckshot Lariat, that's gotta be the finish. And you'll be look at a new AEW World Champion, because Kenny Omega being the AEW World Champion is not doing it for us anymore. And maybe doing it for Bully Ray in Bully Ray's eyes and in Bully Ray's opinion, but in our eyes, in our opinions, the way we feel about Kenny Omega being AEW World Champion, it is not working at all. Because he's doing a lot of goofy shit, a lot of silliness shit. He's not the Kenny Omega that I once saw in New Japan Pro Wrestling. As a heel, this is nowhere near, not even close of the heel that he was when he was the cleaner. Nowhere near close there. And I blame the Young Bucks. At the end of the day, I blame the Young Bucks. Because I believe this is the Young Bucks doing. Because, let's face it, Young Bucks are not the type of people to take seriously anyways. They may act like they take it seriously because, we're tough guys. But there you go, folks. But yeah, to the point of all this, of this whole diatribe, Omega, time to lose the belt to the Hangman. Adam Page for the win. And there you go, folks. But I'm not done yet. After after all that, there's still one thing to talk about. Will he show up? I'm not expecting it. Now, I want you all to know, folks. I'm not expecting him to show up. And I think you know who this him that I'm referring to. All I'm saying is, if he shows up, again, I'm not expecting him to show up. The last thing I want to do is send myself to disappointment because he didn't show up. Because he's doing movies. His 90 days non-compete clause is up. So this whole thing with him doing movies, which he is, but that also could be a telling thing that the door's off to surprise us that he might show up. We'll see what happens. I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting this for Full Gear to be the absolute best show, the absolute best pay-per-view they can actually produce for this year to close up 2021. I almost said 2020 there. But we'll see. If he shows up, you know it's going down. And there you go. I'll lead you all of your imaginations who I'm talking about. But I think y'all know who I'm talking about. Wink, wink. Nod, nod. There you go. With that being said, thank you for watching. For It's the Natural Born, Thriller saying peace on the streets for you to be well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world, wear your mask, get your hands hand sanitized, wear your gloves of any type, get vaccinated, or don't get vaccinated. Either way, it's your body, your choice. No one's telling you, or should be telling you what to do, or what to do for you to be to be doing with your body, or to get vaccinations, But be respectful, be better, be appreciative, to love one another, God bless one another, live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here, ta-ta for now. For this was your All Elite Wrestling for your AEW Full Gear 2021 preview. Take care.